Good morning and afternoon, everybody. We're going to wait just another minute or two for everybody to join. We've got our customers joining from the US and Europe. So several different time zones coming in today. So we're going to just give everybody just another 1 or 2 minutes. For those of you here today, thank you for joining. A lot of people are joining right now. Let's give this another minute. All right. All right, everybody. Well, again, thank you for joining. Once again, we've got customers here from the United States and Europe. We're really excited to talk to you about our product launch today. So just to kind of set the stage, today we're going to show how ibml customers can leverage Coretex AI to reduce manual document processing efforts, improve straight-through processing, and create measurable ROI within your operations and reduce risk and complexity. Specifically, we're going to focus on auto classify AI and how customers are reducing manual classification efforts while improving throughput and operational efficiencies. I'm Michael Parisi, Director of Software Solutions for Coretex. I'm joined by Andrew Lyons, Software Product Manager, and Chad Eiler, VP of Product Management. Together, we're going to walk through Coretex AI and the low-risk AI opportunity that is sitting within your scanner platform today. A few quick housekeeping items. Please submit your questions through the Q&A panel throughout the webinar. You'll receive a follow-up email containing the recording, presentation, and scheduling link to speak with one of our Coretex application specialists. We encourage you to stay through the end because we'll show how a complimentary schedule can be given using one of our barcodes at the end of the presentation. Okay, so let's start off with a fun polling question. How do you classify your incoming documents today? Is it manual process? Is it barcode separator sheets? Is it legacy IDP software? Or is it modern AI-powered IDP software? It's an exciting time in our industry with the introduction of AI, and over the next 3 years, a large number of you will migrate to AI. It's interesting to see where we sit today and where we're going to be in 3 years from now. Andrew, if you can get to the next. Okay, so I'm going to let this go for just a little bit longer, but yeah, good information coming in. This is really fascinating, actually. I'll share it with you in just a moment. So we'll start with why customers are adopting Coretex AI, review the business impact and ROI, discuss security and deployment, demonstrate auto classify AI, and then we'll review additional enhancements in our 26.1 product release. And then we'll finish with next steps. Okay, so the results are coming in, and the vast majority of us are using barcode and separator sheets. So again, this is a great opportunity for all of us because again, it's manual, and this is what we had expected. Okay, so we spent a significant amount of time doing our homework by speaking with our customers, and what we consistently heard was 4 concerns. Can I prove the ROI? Is AI secure? How difficult is it to upgrade? And will AI create an unpredictable cost? And so when we built this product, we had those 4 pieces in mind. So Coretex was specifically built to address those concerns while helping organizations reduce manual effort and improve straight-through processing. When I talk to customers about I try to keep it grounded in the business impact. And I ask myself, why should you care? The question isn't whether AI is interesting. Of course, it's interesting. The question is whether there's enough labor in the process to justify the investment. I love this example. So let's take a look at what we're showing here. So looking at this example, we're processing the same number of documents. We're not changing the business process. We're simply increasing straight through processing from 60 to 85%. And we are virtually eliminating manual classification. And that's what's in the polling. Over 85% of you are still using barcode and separator sheets. This is the piece that's going to give you the biggest business impact. That improvement allows operations to go from, in this example, 15 FTEs to 4 FTEs, supporting the same workload. That is roughly a $748,000 FTE savings alone. And that is not considering cost of turnover, training, and management. Now think about your own environment. How many people are involved in classification, indexing, and exception handling today? What would happen if you could eliminate most of that effort? Would you reduce cost? Would you deploy those employees to more valuable work? Those are the conversations we help customers have every day. The goal is not to buy AI. The goal is to identify where manual work exists and determine whether removing it creates a compelling business case. I'm going to close this slide with this. Turn Coretex AI on with your scanner platform does not cost you money. It saves you money. When it comes to AI security, this is the first question we get. And for all of you, our existing ibml customers, this is really where Coretex shines. Coretex isn't a new platform you're introducing into your environment. For many of you, it's already there today, running your document processing operation and powering your scanners. Your InfoSec teams have already reviewed the platform. Your operation teams already know how it works. The AI capabilities are simply being added to the same trusted platform that's already processing your documents today. Just as important, all AI processing remains inside your environment or private cloud. Your documents never leave your control. Your data is not sent to a public AI service. Your models are trained using your documents and your business content, not data from the internet or other customers. Because of that, we often find AI governance teams are much more comfortable with the Coretex approach. Because of that, we often find there's no external connections required, no public AI dependencies, and no exposure of sensitive information outside of your organization. So again, AI governance does not have a problem with this. The result is a much simpler deployment story. Instead of introducing an entirely new platform, you're extending a platform that already exists and is approved, already trusted, and is already part of your operation today. Most organizations don't want disruption. Coretex was designed as a low-risk upgrade path for existing ibml customers. The user experience remains familiar, training requirements are minimal, and the AI foundation is already built in the platform that you're using today. Imagine for a moment that you could eliminate separator sheets and the entire manual classification step from your workflow. That is how the vast majority of you are processing classification today with separator sheets and barcodes. So imagine your operators open the mail that they receive or receiving it electronically, place the documents in the hopper and press start. Coretex AI automatically identifies the document boundaries, determines document types, and routes the documents into the appropriate workflow. Think about what that would mean to your operation, what that would mean to the labor costs. Sorry, guys, I got the slides moved on me. Okay, so the Coretex is automatically identifying the document boundaries and so on and so forth. Think about what that would mean to your operation. I'm going to turn this over to Andrew now, and he can do the demonstration and actually show you how this works in real time.
And
Thanks,
just a
Mike.
reminder, everybody feel free to use the Q&A function to submit any questions that you might have, and we'll either answer them through the chat tool or we'll ask them publicly here.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Thanks, Chad. And welcome everyone to the webinar today. As we get into classification, just as a reminder, this, as you know, you're the customers having to deal with this on a day-to-day basis. The labor-intensive activities in this process are quite extensive. Operators are making hundreds of decisions each day, and these decisions require training and experience. Well, Auto-Classify eliminates those manual touches, reducing mistakes and improving the overall performance, which will lead to higher straight-through processing rates. With the introduction of ibml Coretex classification, we now deliver a complete solution from end to end, processing with classification to extraction and all the way to output. This is, again, eliminating cost and improving accuracy in your organization. Think about how much effort goes into separator sheets. As we saw in the poll, it was the highest rating current process. How many have complex classification rules, exception handling, and you have the operator training that goes along with that. Most organizations have spent years building this process around manual classification. Auto-Classify AI changes that model. Now classification AI can quickly be trained to help automate these processes for you. You can take advantage of this new process to achieve faster, straight-through processing. While the technology itself is super important and I love getting into it, the outcome is what is most important to you as a customer. You need to be able to be confident and gain a solution that adapts to the changing document mix you might have and the training overhead that's required. Well, as document volumes increase, the platform scales without requiring equivalent increase to staff. This creates operational flexibility while maintaining security and control. AI should increase automation without eliminating the control that you need in your organization. Coretex uses confidence thresholds and human in the loop to review the exceptions. The new web-based review experience makes it easier to manage those exceptions while continuing to increase the straight-through processing you need. Many organizations assume AI requires large amounts of training data. Well, Coretex was designed to simplify the model creation and accelerate time to value. With a relatively small sample set, organizations can quickly build models tailored to their environment using domain-specific models. Most customers are surprised by how quickly they can move from a sample set to a working model. As we transition, I'm going to do a quick demonstration and think about how this can help reduce the manual preparation in your organization and accelerate processing time, allowing you more time for other activities or additional lines of business. As we log into the system, I'm going to pull up a couple of different batches here. Just stand by as I get this set up. All right, so I'm going to walk through both of these batches here and show you what we've done. As this sets up, stand by. Okay. So we're going to start with this first batch, and you'll notice that this came from the scanner. You might have a Fusion scanner today, and you might be separating your transactions by the envelope detection or a barcode separator sheet or some kind of uh, introduced or not introduced barcode. Maybe it's already on a sheet and you're already using it, and at scan time, you're recognizing checks. You can continue to do that classification at scan time. But the advantage is the other documents in the batch. I'll have a number of documents here that I don't know what they are. They're just generically called document. When we run it through the classification engine, you'll see this same batch on the other end. I've still got the envelopes and the checks, but now I've identified the other items in the batch without any human intervention. This is a trained set. If you had items that were low confidence or misidentified, you'd be able to come in here and it would quickly flag those for an operator to see and make quick changes to move the system through or the batch through. They would only be looking at the images that had a low confidence value. So it would be a quick review, and then you would move on to the next batch. So in this case, I had a few that had a low confidence. I would quickly review those, make sure that they're classified properly, and move them to the next system. We would anticipate a good number of these batches going through without any manual intervention. And then another example I have is a batch that was imported, maybe from a watch folder or from email. You can see it's just a batch with all the items unclassified, no breaks for transactions or documents. It's just a full batch with no separation at all. On the other end, when I open this same batch, you'll see now I've done all my transaction breaks based on envelopes, and I've also identified every item in the transaction. So this demonstration was to show two use cases, one from a scanner and the other from a watch folder or email. Both use cases automate the classification for unknown documents, giving you more control and more flexibility in the way that you prep and ingest images. Another concern we often hear is cost predictability. Coretex uses a subscription model based on expected volume, providing predictable pricing without unexpected AI usage or token charges. Pay only for what you need: classification, extraction, validation, quality control. You choose the modules that are best for your organization, and that's what you pay for. An important takeaway that we want to highlight today, and we'll start with this first one. Auto classify reduces manual classification. This constant theme throughout the webinar so far. Again, improving straight through processing, and it's going to create a measurable return on investment without sacrificing security or control. ibml Cortex is the new AI-powered IDP platform, but it's built on the Capture Suite heritage of speed, reliability, and trust. AI comes built into the Cortex foundation. As Michael mentioned, you have the keys to this already. Accelerate your business with AI modules you need to be successful. Seamless upgrade with no downtime for your current operations. Again, pay only for what you need, predictable cost. If you're a current customer with an active service contract, you're eligible for the upgrade for free. All these takeaways wrapped together provide a compelling ROI and transformation into your operations with ibml Cortex. A few common questions we often receive: how Cortex AI is deployed and where customer data resides. As discussed earlier, Cortex and all the AI modules operate inside your environment or on a private cloud, completely behind your firewall. You own the infrastructure and the data. This gives you complete control over the data, security policies, and infrastructure, giving you peace of mind when you're integrating ibml Cortex. So from ingestion to extraction, and again, ingestion, this can be from a Fusion scanner, a Twain scanner, or even email watch folder. We can ingest a number of different ways. Once you get it into the system, then you choose your classification, extraction, your human in the loop modules, all the way to the output. This is going to simplify your document lifecycle, and it's built to handle the market's highest volumes and most challenging demands. It also offers a highly advanced control center that allows you monitor progress, operator efficiencies, and machine insights. I'm going to hand this back over to Michael to look at another polling question we need your help with.
Before we jump into the questions from the poll, I've got some really good questions that have come from the audience. So I wanted to run through a few of these that I think a great deal of the attendees may appreciate. So one of the questions that we got was related to what models does Cortex use behind the scenes? Very common question that we get. We do use a proprietary blend of our own tools along with commercially available toolkits. A couple of those are from Microsoft and Meta, for example. But what we do is take some of the off-the-shelf products and integrate them into the Capture Suite Cortex workflow so that no redistribution licenses are necessary to be purchased by our customers. So we will deliver all those underlying licenses as part of the Cortex solutions. Another question regarding how are the modules acquired. So Cortex is a modular platform, and each individual AI module can be purchased separately. So for example, if a customer needed the classification aspect and didn't need indexing, they could procure it that way. If they wanted indexing and classification, they could buy it that way, all through an annual subscription. And then lastly, is how does the system know where one scan package ends and another one begins? So training is required. So we didn't dive too much into the configuration aspect of the classification modules. However, the new modern AI technologies require so few samples relative to old legacy IDP solutions. So hundreds, thousands of samples used to be required. With the new AI technologies, literally only a handful of samples are required in order to build a model that can be production ready. Okay, Mike, back to you.
Yep. Thanks, Chad. So before we wrap up this section, we'd like to get a quick sense of what resonated with you today. Think about your current document processing operation. Think about the manual classification effort, the training required to maintain routing rules, the time spent correcting mistakes, and the opportunity to improve straight-through processing. This next question is really important because it tells us how you see the AI world today and the potential for the AI world in your operation. After seeing the level of automation that exists within the market today, do you think AI-based auto classification can improve your current document processing operations? I'll give you some time to do that, to do the poll. Lots of answers coming in. Thank you for participating. Again, your feedback really helps us to understand where you are today in your AI journey and how we can best support you moving forward. And from the polling questions coming in, the vast majority of you, over 70% of you, feel strongly that AI classification could help your organization. So we really appreciate the feedback. It gives us validation that what we're building is on the right track to help our customers, because it's you who we serve. And we want to be able to deliver the latest and the greatest products with the latest and greatest technology to give you the best operational efficiencies. And this is a validation step for us. And so we sincerely appreciate that. Okay, before we move into Cortex 26.1 enhancements, I'd like to leave you with one final thought. The opportunity with AI isn't the technology itself. It's really the ability to reduce manual effort, improve straight-through processing, and create measurable operational value. If today's discussion sparked ideas about where AI could help you in your organization, I'd encourage you to scan the QR code and schedule a complimentary AI opportunity assessment with one of our team members that you know and trust. Some of you have been working with these people for over a decade. We will review your current process, identify automation opportunities, and help you determine whether there is a compelling business case for the AI environment within your environment. Remember, moving forward with Coretex AI doesn't cost you money. It should save you money. And that analysis will walk through that, and we'll do it together. Now, let's spend a few minutes reviewing the latest Cortex 26.1 enhancements. Andrew, please take it from here.
Yeah, thanks again, Michael. Now we're going to transition and keep the questions coming in as you have them, and Chad will field those as best that he can. Now I want to transition into other features available in Cortex 26.1. While we are so excited about classification and its introduction, we know we have customers with a long history of our software that continue to add lines of business and want additional enhancements to scanning or in our post-scan world. So we're happy to transition into this part of it as well. So with Auto Index AI, which has been released for a number of releases now, we've improved the configuration experience. You can simply zoom in and out, fit to screen options, faster, more precise document review. You can select multiple images or even transactions and do testing offline. So operators are going to be more efficient. Ease of navigation and controls. It's going to save significant time when improving the overall accuracy of your AI platform. Another change to our Auto Form AI module, we have a dedicated formatting tab with smart character replacement. So if you want to replace a hyphen with a slash or remove spaces. We also have date normalization. So whether you're in Europe or the US, month first, day first, 2-digit year, 4-digit year, you have that flexibility. So regardless if somebody writes June 17th, you can have it 6/17 or 17/6. You have a lot of control over that to normalize the data. And then title capitalization. So if you want all uppercase or title case or all lowercase, again, this is going to help reduce manual data cleanup later, minimize errors, and improves the overall accuracy and consistency of your system. AutoForm AI also, we support multi-value checkboxes, so you can easily set minimum and maximum selections and job setup. Operators can reliably select and pass these multiple checkboxes now. That's going to improve your downstream processes. In Scan Client, we have improved the QC tab so you can selectively rotate images using the QC tab for a convenient thumbnail or the tree view selection. This is going to avoid problems when you have complex content, maybe illustrations or bidirectional text. It's going to reduce manual rework, and it speeds up the quality control process. In our post-scan, we've improved the XML output. So now batch and document comments will be included in that base batch XML. Downstream systems can directly access all relevant comments without additional custom output or manual process. It's going to simplify the integration. In Administration Console, we've included a new permission to view only access. for a batch administration tab. This enables operators to have less control in this view for viewing or operational efficiencies. They won't be able to change the batch status or set the batch status to, lock and unlock, or even change the priority. And then another change in Admin Console for a new permission, the ability to modify or delete permissions for comments. This is both scan, quality control, and validation. Both of these changes ultimately reduce risk and unintended data changes and enhance the overall audit trail integrity without disrupting your daily workflows. And then to wrap up some of the changes, just some ones that we still want to highlight. In Scan Client, if you have multiple messages on the screen, now the operator has to click through each tab to see the message to make sure they're not missing any meaningful data. In Analytics, export for schedule reports now includes the CSV format. In Admin Console, you can interject remarks in the remarks column can be interjected via API. There's a few new keywords. One is for the lockbox keyword can now be used as a batch input parameter where clause. And we have two new daily scanner IJP keywords that can be used for a running total for the scanner for the day across multiple jobs. For security, we are OWASP code compliant. That's a high level code compliant. We have a third party application that will scan our code for security vulnerabilities, and we meet the highest tier of the OWASP code compliant. A few certifications to mention. The DS 1085, 1155, and 1210 both have a new driver, all have a new driver for the Windows 11. We now support Windows 25 H2, and the ODBC driver version 18 is also certified with the latest Coretex brand. Do we have any more questions we want to wrap up before I hand it back over to Michael?
Yeah, we got a really good question regarding our indexing or validation module. And the question was around how configurable is it to interact with other systems? So this module is capable of doing a variety of different integration connection types, be it database lookups, APIs, custom rules. Yes, we have the ability to integrate with virtually any system and do multiple actions through the indexing module if you wanted to use that to help complement your extraction results. Okay,
Right.
that was it, Andrew.
Okay, great. All right. Well, hey, I thank you for attending and your participation today in the poll questions and the other questions. I'm going to hand this back over to Michael, and he's going to wrap up for us.
Yeah, no, thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Chad, and everybody. Thanks again for participating in the polls and submitting some fantastic questions for us. So look, if today's discussion sparked ideas about where AI could help in your environment, I encourage you to take the next step. Every attendee will receive a follow-up email containing the presentation, the webinar recording, and a link to schedule a complimentary AI opportunity assessment with our team. You can also scan the QR code on the side of this, on the lower right-hand side of your slide, to schedule an immediate conversation with us. We'll review your current process, identify opportunities for automation, establish a potential ROI, and help determine whether there is a compelling business case for AI within your organization. Finally, when the webinar closes, a short survey will appear on the screen. We'd greatly appreciate your feedback. Your input really helps us improve future webinars and deliver content that is more relevant and valuable to you. Thank you again for your time today, and thank you for being an IBML customer. We look forward to the continuing conversations. Have a great rest of your day.